In the annals of Papua New Guinea's legal and political history, few cases resonate as deeply as the Paragate saga. At the heart of this scandal lies Paul Paraka Lawyers, a law firm accused of siphoning off millions of kina in public funds under the guise of legal payments. This was not merely a case of financial mismanagement, but a stark illustration of systemic corruption, where public institutions were allegedly manipulated to enrich a select few. How could such large-scale malfeasance occur in plain sight, involving multiple layers of government? The Paragate saga demands attention not only for its financial implications, but also for its enduring impact on governance and public trust in Papua New Guinea. It raises critical questions about accountability, transparency, and the structural weaknesses in the country's financial and legal systems. Paul Paraka Lawyers rose to prominence in the late 1990s, positioning itself as a go-to legal firm for various government agencies. Its relationship with the state grew significantly during the early 2000s, with the firm receiving numerous lucrative contracts. By 2013, however, cracks in this relationship began to surface when it was revealed that payments to the firm had ballooned to unprecedented levels, allegedly amounting to over 71 million kina in fraudulent claims. The saga came to light when then Prime Minister Peter O'Neill authorized a series of controversial payments to Paul Paraka Lawyers. The Taskforce Sweep, an anti-corruption body, began investigating these transactions, uncovering a web of alleged fake invoices, illegal payments, and the systematic bypassing of procurement processes. The scandal implicated high-ranking officials, including O'Neill himself, who faced accusations of approving illegal payments. Key milestones in the case included between 2013 and 2023 are as follows. In 2013, Taskforce Sweep, led by a fellow Western Highlander where lawyer Paul Paraka belongs, also now Commissioner of PNG's Internal Revenue Commission, began its investigation, leading to public outcry and intense media scrutiny. The following year, 2014, arrest warrants were issued for Peter O'Neill, but political and legal maneuvering stalled enforcement. In 2015, Taskforce Sweep was controversially disbanded, raising questions about political interference. However, still in 2020, the matter remained unresolved, with few convictions and lingering doubts about the integrity of public institutions. Yet so, findings and evidence emerge more and more. The Taskforce Sweep investigation uncovered several key findings that painted a damning picture of systemic corruption. Fake invoices and unauthorized payments. Paul Paraka Lawyers allegedly submitted fraudulent invoices to the Department of Finance. Payments were processed without proper documentation, bypassing required approvals. High-level involvement evidence suggested that senior government officials, including the Prime Minister, had direct knowledge of or involvement in the transactions. Emails and financial records linked key figures to the approval of the payments. Manipulation of legal processes. The firm reportedly exploited legal loopholes and weak procurement policies to justify excessive fees. Efforts to prosecute those involved were hampered by delays, legal challenges, and alleged political interference. The diversion of funds meant for essential services, such as healthcare and education, significantly impacted ordinary citizens. Public trust in institutions, particularly the judiciary and law enforcement, was severely eroded. The Paragate saga highlights several systemic issues that allowed such a scandal to unfold, particularly weak institutional controls. The lack of robust financial oversight enabled fraudulent claims to go unnoticed for years. Weak enforcement of anti-corruption laws created a permissive environment for abuse. Political interference has seen the disbandment of Taskforce Sweep, demonstrated the vulnerability of anti-corruption bodies to political pressure. Allegations against senior officials revealed a troubling nexus between politics and corruption. Judiciary and law enforcement challenges. Delays in prosecuting those implicated undermined public confidence in the justice system. The politicization of law enforcement agencies further exacerbated the problem. A culture of impunity, where high-ranking officials often escape justice, contributes to public cynicism. Grassroots advocacy and civil society organizations have struggled to sustain pressure for reform. The Paul Paraka Lawyers and Paragate saga underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reforms in Papua New Guinea. To prevent similar scandals, the following steps should be prioritized. Establish independent bodies with the authority to audit public expenditure and prosecute corruption. Enhance the capacity of the Auditor General's office and ensure it operates without political interference. Re-establish and adequately fund Taskforce Sweep or a similar entity. Enact legislation to safeguard such institutions from political influence. Accelerate the prosecution of corruption cases and ensure impartiality in judicial proceedings. Implement whistleblower protection laws to encourage reporting of corruption. Conduct civic education campaigns to raise awareness about the impact of corruption. Strengthen civil society organizations to hold leaders accountable. The Paragate saga is a cautionary tale of what happens when governance fails and corruption flourishes unchecked. By addressing its root causes and reinforcing institutional integrity, Papua New Guinea can pave the way for a more transparent and accountable future. By this end, we want to tell you that this case is not over yet. There are undercurrents in motion, and soon we will bring you breaking news. Subscribe and be the first to know inside story.